All right, guys. Good night. Good night. What's going on?
Good night.
Good night.
Hello.
Good night.
You're hearing me, right?
Yes, we are here, new sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
All right. So what's going on, guys? How was your day?
Y'all have to excuse me a little bit. I know eating some food there, but I'll try to be as much as I could around.
Yeah, man. No
Understand,
problem.
understand.
Yeah.
It was a day, a Monday, to be precise.
All right, Vic. All right. No problem. Thanks. Thanks for letting us know it was Monday. All right, guys. Well, you know what we're here for tonight? You know, we are going to talk about European football for the past week. And we're going to start off with these Champions League, you know, for tonight. Brilliant. Start off with the first game that we had on Tuesday. What was the first game on Tuesday, guys?
That
Mini
was
City.
us, huh? Yeah, that was us. That was us.
Yes, no,
Nah,
the
we
first,
we
no,
play on
we,
Wednesday. We play
we
on
No,
went
it
on
was
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Man City
sir.
versus Atletico simultaneous with Benfica versus Liverpool.
Go on. You
Right.
say why? You say why I say it was Monday? At least I remember the day. Cattle Tuesday from Wednesday and thing anymore.
All right.
Peeing
So
out
let me,
here.
boy, something you had to organize yourself, G. You had to organize yourself. All right. Let me just go back to those. Let me talk about the first game. Well, there's two games. Let's talk about that game. Let me just pull up that fixture.
Oh Lord, I think how much to talk about in that game, but now we're gonna.
All right. So in the first game, we had Liverpool and Benfica, which finished 2-1 to Liverpool,
Mm-hmm.
with Konate, Mane, and Diaz scoring for Liverpool, and Darwin Nunez scoring for Benfica. So, any of you watch this game?
I don't watch the game. I watch the highlights. But if it's one thing I had to say about this game, right? I really like that Darwin Nunes fella.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I,
Me
I
too.
find he good. He real good. Even when the last team Benfica play as well in the Champions League, and I saw some clips of it, some highlights of him from the Portuguese league as well, and he looking like the real deal.
Yeah, I was watching his stats this weekend. He have 24 goals in 24 games. I was like,
Yeah,
wow. Like, wow.
I guess since his name is Darwin, you could call him an evolutionary footballer.
Oh my Lord.
All right, Vic. All right, Vic.
All jokes aside, though, it was only gonna be one winner in this game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Expected. Expected.
it's just a
All right.
formality.
Yeah, yeah, and well, Diaz went back to his bitter rivals from Benfica, and he put him to the sword.
Yeah,
I heard he had a very good game. I heard Klopp was talking that if he the reporters was asking Klopp, it was like did you ask Diaz for any pointers? He's like, no, no, no. He said Diaz can't even speak English.
Man, say he can't understand anything he say anyway, boy.
Yeah.
for a,
So
ma-
yeah,
for a man who can't speak the same language, though, he's real connect well with that front
yeah,
three.
yeah, yeah. He does,
It's
he does, he
meshing
does.
smoothly.
Yeah,
Well,
as I said.
the
Go ahead,
man speak the universal language of football, so that's all he need to speak.
True,
Jogo
true,
bonito.
true,
They
true,
don't nah,
true.
they don't do that in Colombia. Pardon.
He's from Colombia. He's Colombian?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Well, look at that. You see? I learned something today. So yeah, guys. Well, since nobody watches game, and not much to say, I guess we can move on to the next game, right? Which should have been. Let me just pull that up. Right, we just pull that up there. Which should have been 1-0. Manchester Atletico with Kevin De Bruyne, the boss, scoring the only goal. Did anyone watch this game? So could we actually talk about this game, or no? Nobody watches the game right now.
Well,
What's the highlights? What's the
I
highlights?
started watching it and I fall asleep. So I take it off.
So I watched pieces of the game and some of the highlights, and well, my boy Simeone get what he want. You know, he went, he played, and he didn't lose too much for the second leg, so it's all to play for in the second leg. So
He took because the ball is in their court now to go home to their stadium and with just one goal, down, and to try to win it down.
and
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't even be surprised if Simeone just looking to get a 1-1 draw and move to extra time and even penalties.
And try to beat
Any,
them in penalties.
anything to go through, So
Yeah. Me get him wrong, to be
but,
honest.
but it have no away goals and things like that, so they had a win.
No,
Atleti had a win.
well, if I let you score one down in
extra
home,
time.
we're going to extra time.
If they,
Yeah.
but if it's as if it's 1-0, well,
I know,
Yeah,
but
I just had
you
one.
think City not going to score?
I mean, I'm not saying that, brother. I know City going to win here. But I'm just saying if now.
They have to attack now, man. So they're going to get ball because they have no choice but to attack.
and you'll see that fellow who scored it. That man, he informed me. I was gonna say, but I wouldn't be here Wednesday, but that's a man I'm looking at, from FPL team. KDB in some form. He in some
And they have
form.
real nice fixtures too, but they never
Yeah.
fantasy.
So I agree that Atletico Madrid have to attack and have to score one goal, right? But I do really think I mean I wouldn't be like entirely surprised, but I really do think Simeone gonna go and attack from minute one. He might just try to get to the first half without conceding, and then try to press more and attack more, and just use the counter attack and within the first thing, limitation as best as possible, and just try to crawl the way through as best as possible. Nothing against Atletico, they have great players, great coach. I mean, Simeone, I would say, past his time there, but they seem to like him. So, but yeah,
No, if it's one thing I had to say about this team, right, and keep the starting 11 in mind that Atleti used when we go to talk about La Liga. We'll come back to the starting 11 they used at the weekend, right? But one thing that's important to note, and historically, Atleti is our first leg kind of team, right? They would usually frustrate the opponent and have the better first leg, and then hit them a sucker punch in the second leg. But you can't do that when you're 1-0 down.
Yeah.
You can't do that and if you remember, I think it was last year or year before when they beat Juventus 2-0 and Simeone do the cojones celebration and all of them thing. And he say, we have bigger cojones and thing. That was in the first leg, and it was because of that first leg performance that they ended up, doing so well. So that is something to look at. Like, they lost in the first leg, so I don't see a way where they stopped the City team from scoring, and even though Jean-Felix got a rest this
weekend,
on the weekend,
yeah,
he catching some real good form, but nah, I don't see it.
I don't see it either. I really don't see it.
Well, if you look at it, Simeone really went. Like, I agree with you. Like, usually they go for the first one, try to get a goal and just scrape that through the two legs and go away with it, right? But Simeone purposely went and didn't even bother. They had 0 registered shots on target. Like, I mean, the man did not go to score. He always knew he had to attack when he come back home, and he always set it up to just concede as minimal goals as possible away there and come back home and take it away. So,
yeah, but this Atleti team don't attack though.
From what I've seen in La Liga, like, they have been very poor compared to previous seasons, but don't put anything past them. I mean, if I was a better man, I'd put my money on City, but don't put anything past Atleti.
Well, I think it's damage control. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean that
Sorry
could be
about
an
the
next thing
noise.
too.
Sorry about the noise. But yeah, you all think it's damage control that he doing basically not being able to build the team how he wants right now and basically just trying to like rally it out until he can.
Yeah, I think Simeone knows his time is up as well. I think the Atleti team have real quality in it.
It does.
It has real quality,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he knows his time is up. And I think he just, as Timmy rightfully said, just trying to rally it out to the end of the season. And I think he set up purposefully against City like that to see that, oh well, we give them a good shot. You know, he wanted the first leg draw and then playing in 90 minutes in the Metropolitan. But, you know, KDB spoiled the party and Champions League Mares on Wednesday. Mark my words. Man, love a Champions League goal, you know.
The police starts. Hey, Jared, they say with us no man.
Evening.
Hey, Jared, good
Hey
evening.
bro, good evening, good evening.
Evening,
Jared,
evening.
you have anything to say about this game? Did you watch this game?
Which beautiful game is this you're talking about now? I did not watch this one, but from a fantasy perspective, because we play UCL fantasy, it was a key game. I saw some highlights. It was a typical, Atletico performance. They played 5-5-0,
Mhm.
and tried to just hold on until they get home to hold on to Man City. So I think they're still open. I think Atletico could cause some trouble at home.
All right, all right.
Mhm.
We'll see. We'll see.
But just to follow up on what Vicar said, I wouldn't necessarily say that Simeone knew his time was the up a couple. Was it either a season ago or a couple seasons ago, and he was willing to leave. But I believe his contract was extended, and if I'm not mistaken, his contract might be until 2024 or something like that. So I
I had the
think he
same
really
thinking
just
myself.
went. I really just went. See, he went there to try to get least goals as much as possible and come back and see what he could do when he went down. So. But I think we spent
Given
too much time on this match already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fair
Let's
enough,
move on
fair
from this
enough.
match. Let's move on to the Wednesday games.
Oh
So on
boy.
Wednesday,
Hmm.
I had
Oh Lord.
yeah, on Wednesday I had on Wednesday was Chelsea and Real Madrid.
Hmm.
Right. So
Mhm.
you all know how this game went.
Unexpected for me, I'd say though. I really didn't expect that scoreline. I'll be real. I didn't expect this scoreline. Big man think
Yeah,
one.
wrong game, sorry. Yeah. So you all I didn't expect it either. I knew you all would have won, but I didn't expect 3-1 to be honest. Probably I was expecting like 2-1, 1-0, you know. But yeah, Real Madrid won 3-1.
Yeah,
To,
I'd have been happy
to
with that 2-0 goal, that 2-0 before half and keep that. But yeah, 3-1 still
yeah.
good.
So
Thanks to Mendy.
yeah, horrible by Mendy, by the way. You know, horrible, horrible, horrible. I wish I had that clip to show here because wow,
I
wow.
think I think Mandy was doing his cousin a favor, you know.
How to be, how to be, how to be, how to be. You was like, you know, cousin, hola, and then we go fight it out in the Bernabeu. Because, me tell you, I saw the first two goals, right? I mean, from Karim Benzema. And then I was in work, so I had to go downstairs and do something. So when I came back up, I see it was 3-1. I was like, what? I was like, 3-1. So I was like, what went on here? And Timmy was like, well, Mendy mad out. I was like, what? Mendy? Since we knew them thing. And then when I see that horrible pass,
Hmm.
he passed to Rudiger, I was like,
Hmm.
wow. Why you didn't kick with the ball? Why didn't kick with the ball? It was
Now
weird.
you see, Kwan. I think that we don't understand the pressure that it is beyond that in these kind of
Yeah, I
matches,
know.
where
I
the
know. I
kind
know.
of
It's true.
mindset that you have to do that. You're not thinking about that at that point in time. So I just
No.
really fight
Yeah.
them down. I just say thank you and keep it moving. So hopefully you could do something going forward in the next
I
game.
know I know Jordan is our resident FM expert, and when we're gonna start giving Benzema the credit for his role as a pressing forward, because this Mendy's not the first keeper that he do that too, right?
True,
Is
true.
the
Correct.
man making
That's
it a
right.
habit now?
But Mandy does things like that more often than people talk about, though.
Yeah, I agree because I've seen him do that in the Prem a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it too, but not not where he has given away a goal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. He made mistakes, but to say that to give away a crucial goal like that, because at 2-1, Chelsea could have possibly fight back and made it 2-all,
Hmm.
but at 3-1, it was tough.
Well, I'd
Real
like to.
Madrid,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Real
You go
Madrid,
ahead, Gavin.
Real Madrid decided, hey, we're going on. Well, we up 3-1 in Stamford Bridge. Might as well sit back and let Chelsea do the thing, and that's what went on. And
The,
Chelsea couldn't
the
score.
thing is that I still believe you all could have even at 3-1 it could have been 3-all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lukaku kind of brought it for y'all.
Correct,
Um,
he did.
you know, so to be honest with you, that's why I see a lot of people saying this tie over. I do not believe that. Um, I feel like on their day, Chelsea capable of doing a lot of stuff. We were outplayed last year by them. In the midfield, completely outplayed. I know Kante, not in the form that he was in before. Jorginho kind of on the bad side. Hopefully, well, most likely he won't play. I believe Kovacic will start, and to me that's another problem. So to
That's a
me is
huge
that
problem.
yeah, exactly. So to me is an open game. It can go anywhere. I see Quan all saying, well, boy, that tie done or you win. I can't agree that at all. I don't know what's your perspective, but I disagree completely that the tie
All
is
right,
over.
all right. I was joking when I say tie was over, right?
I have a question. I have a question for you all, especially Chelsea fans, right?
Right.
You all would you all play the same formation that you all started against Southampton against us?
Um, no, and
Who you would change
because
and why?
the reason why I would play that formation is because that formation was set up to play against a high line, which Southampton plays. You're all are
Hmm.
going to play a low block,
Yeah,
right?
but we don't do good in a low blocker.
Well,
We not Quan
true.
because Ancelotti said he learned from the Barcelona game and it
Hmm.
will never happen again. So we
So he's
know
going to play. So he's going to play a high line again. So he's
You
going to
no
play a
still
high
you
line.
you probably play a medium block with some slight person, but
Okay.
I just wanted to like give my full thoughts on this game one time, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
watching this game, watching the first set of before the goals there, right, the first few minutes and stuff, I still felt like Real Madrid was, bossing things around. Score one goal, great. Two goal, great. And then for some reason, they always do this, which, I mean, you can't really blame them, right? 'Cause you can't keep that intensity for the entire game, right? But this kind of, when they get up at a certain lead, maybe 1-0, 2-0, it's kind of go down and just like drop their level a little bit and try to manage the game from there. And that to me is exactly the only reason Chelsea scored. If they had kept like the same level or similar level, Chelsea wouldn't have gotten a sniff at the goal. Besides the aerial routes where, Real Madrid have had some issues defending aerially. Militao has been one of the great defenders aerially, and I believe he's suspended for the next match if I'm not mistaken.
yeah he
So
is.
that's going to be a huge, huge issue for us. While people say Lukaku injured and he can't play and he wouldn't be a big difference anyway, I still feel Lukaku with all those free headers he could have gotten would have been a huge difference for you whether he started or come off the bench. And I just had to say Freddie had a amazing game. The man play as a fifth defender. He played as a fourth midfielder. He played at the left wing and like when we lost Kovacic a few years back, I was really disappointed. And Freddie was there. He was showing that he had some potential, but I didn't I didn't expect him to reach this. And I would say that he is at a level where I do have to miss Kovacic anymore. Kovacic is a great great player. Would love to have him on the team, but you know he's somebody I would say is to me a great replacement.
So I think with Ismail, what was I going to say? No, I can't remember what I was going to say. I think with what you said, um, I think Lukaku. What goes on with Lukaku? They don't. He brings down the team when he's around the team because
Yeah.
of how what went on earlier in the season. So when he plays, even though he might get chances, the team kind of sometimes they level they what you say, their levels drop a bit
Yeah.
because they kind of feel that we playing with him.
To
So with
to
him,
add to what Kwan's saying there, right? I wouldn't start Lukaku. I would start Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, Mason
yeah,
Mount. And the reason for that, right? And take the game against Southampton, for example,
mhm,
Nacho is gonna be our centre back. It's gonna be Nacho and Alaba. Nacho is notorious for running out and doing his best impression of Sergio Ramos. You know, Ramos used to always like to step out of defense and make some mad
Alaba
tackles
as
in
well.
midfield,
Alaba will
right?
do the same thing as well.
And if it is Chelsea have the pace of Timo Werner, because you saw what Timo Werner did to Salisu
yeah,
on the weekend, right?
and Bednarek.
He massacred Salisu. If it is Nacho decide to play mad, right, and run out and make them wild tackle while Chelsea have the ball in midfield, and let me say they pass it off to a Mount or Ziyech or something, Werner clean through, right?
Yeah,
And that's gonna be problems for Real Madrid. And yeah, add to the fact that Carvajal, he played somewhat better in the game against Chelsea, but Carvajal is nowhere near the Carvajal of old.
mhm.
And this season he has his form has dropped off immensely. And I think that Carvajal at right centre back, at right back, and Nacho at right centre back, that's gonna be problems for Real Madrid.
So
So
mentioning what you said there, I that you're not going to the low block. I think he might then go play the same formation that he played that against Southampton and play
yeah,
Mount in midfield. Because when Mount is, I think Mount is better in midfield than out wide because he's able to influence the game a little more and he plays his best game,
as a number
you know,
10, you mean?
as a number 10 or even as a number 8.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe he's going to play the same way. I don't, but I'm going to see. I'm expecting some changes in certain areas. I don't expect Aspilicueta to play left back, to play left wing back in that game. I think as Marcus Alonso, so that he played against Southampton.
Mhm.
To be honest, I thought Marcus Alonso would have played in the first leg, because Marcus Alonso has a way he just pops up in the opposition box, and that would have been vital against Real Madrid last week. But you know that he wasn't there.
So, Kwan,
Um,
what you're saying is Alonso returns to the Bernabeu and spoil the party for Madrid
I'm not saying
after
that.
all the
I'm not saying that, but Alonso, it possible because if you watch Alonso goal against Southampton, nobody was watching
nobody.
Alonso.
Yeah, he was
Nobody.
open.
Yeah, because that one Alonso ain't playing how long, so nobody expect Alonso also no form, but at the end of the day, it's Alonso.
Yeah.
That's his trademark
Um,
move. Goes in
Kwan,
the box. Yeah, yeah, to me you heard.
yeah, I was talking to a brethren of mine. I think it was like 2 days ago, and I was telling him, I say, please, and I hope no Chelsea fans not taking the game against Southampton as something to say, okay, this is what we do Southampton. We could do this versus
I
Real
not I
Madrid.
not I not
No,
saying that to me.
all right, I'm just making sure. On top of
Mm-mm.
that, the fact that you all have to attack and not only attack once and score once, but basically score 3 times to go through, I can't see you all keeping clean sheets because you all have to press. And if you all press like you all pressed in the last game, and how we were able to simply play through the press 3 passes and basically goal, to me, I think you all should approach the game more conservative than you're saying, Alonso end up in the box and that kind of stuff. That sounds like attempting to come and outplay us, and I don't think that will work in your in your
Well,
favor. To me, I think you should be conservative.
Alonso's never play conservative.
That is why you shouldn't be starting. That is why you shouldn't start. Like for real,
Right?
for me, the biggest play for you all will be the Dark Kovacic play. Like
And
honestly, starting
and
Kovacic.
also we don't have to score 3 goals. If we
Two.
score 2 and carry it to extra time, we could, or let us by time extra time. I don't know if you saw in the last game, but later on in the game, coming on to 80th, 90th minutes, you all were hella tired. And you,
Correct.
and you
Yeah,
saw it. So if we
and
And
could
I,
drag you all out
mhm,
to extra time, I think we could win the game there. It's
I agree with
possible.
you.
Yeah,
However,
it's
that's why
possible.
based on what Ismail was saying, why we slow down at the end of the game is basically to conserve legs. We cannot run at anybody right now with this midfield.
True.
Yeah, with this midfield can't run anybody for 90 minutes.
And
It's
I saw
impossible.
your ideal midfield on weekend with Fede, Casemiro, and Camavinga that you wanted. But I know that that's not the midfield going to start against Chelsea
Well,
tomorrow.
Now he'll go for experience.
No,
three things to say, right? So, well, we pointed out, the midfield get a rest, right? So, I mean, one game rest isn't much, but it's a little bit more than they accustomed getting, right? So, they might have a little more energy in their legs. Two, Kwan, what you're saying there, where, Alonso make the runs and nobody track him. If it's one thing I hate when watching Real Madrid, is that they always lose the runners. Like, the midfielders especially, like, they would pick them up 2 or 3 out of the 4 or 5 times, right? But then, like, a significant amount of times for the game, maybe 5 or 6 times, you would see runners running with nobody tracking them. And then he is
on top of
isolated in
that,
defense.
remember Alonso running onto Carvajal side, so it's not
Correct.
like we secure
Correct.
on that side to begin with.
Correct. So,
And after Carvalho is Nacho, no Militao. So,
Yeah.
so I think Alonso. People laughing at it, but I think Alonso could provide a threat for Chelsea.
I agree, and I agree with that. I agree. I think a lot of people actually underestimating Chelsea because I know this Real Madrid team and they surprised me against PSG, and I'm gonna lie, they surprised me in the first leg against Chelsea. But the signs are there, and how often we going to pull off what we pull off. The only way we beaten Chelsea is by outscoring them. It come like we starting 2 goals up, but this match is gonna be who could score the most goals at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I know Thomas Tuchel is going to come well prepared for this game. Prepared.
yeah. Just have one last thing to say on this game before I guess we move on. And, like, a lot of people giving Ancelotti slack, and rightfully so, right? The man has been using his same team, very few rotations. He got it wrong a few times, but I mean, the man on top of the league by a significant margin, and he reached the stage of the Champions League. So, if there's one thing that I think will carry us through, would be Ancelotti and his tactics. Yeah, I think he got it spot on against PSG in that second leg. He got it spot on against Chelsea that first leg, and over the weekend too as well. He would have gotten it right. So let's see how he moves forward in this game.
Well, all right, guys. Let's move on to Europa League.
No. We got one more game, sir.
Oh yes, they won 1-0 game. I forgot about that. Hold on.
Nah,
Disrespectful there, Squan.
maybe been there. I have more to say. I have more to say about this game than Real Madrid game.
I'm sorry, guys. So, guys, I forgot about this game. The last game, Villarreal versus Bayern Munich. Villarreal will be going to Bayern Munich with a 1-0 lead. And I don't know about you all, but I think Bayern Munich going to do the same thing that they do to
Salzburg.
Salzburg. But Villarreal, that is a real. It's like, come now, come, all they play, all they score, do what they want now. Because they know when the carrying alliance is pressure.
You could just go to the starting lineup there, Kwan, for Villarreal.
Right, hold on. Right. I know this is not the starting lineup that they are accustomed to, because Pino is not there. Right, for sure, yeah. I know Pino is not there. So I expecting Pino to play against Bayern Munich.
I just want to say, this game shouldn't be 1-0. This game should be 3-0. 4-0 even.
Correct. Right? Opportunities.
Villarreal, and I rate Unai Emery. Popcorn have a saying, me not care about League Cup, me name World Cup. Well, Emery is the Knockout Cup, right? Emery is the knockout specialist, and he got it spot on. Because Villarreal dominated Bayern Munich. Yes, Bayern Munich had a lot of chances and really had to make a lot of saves. but for the most part, the amount of chances that Villarreal created and their midfield was incredible. They bossed the midfield, Villarreal.
Mhm.
And the chances that Moreno had an open goal. Neuer got dispossessed in the midfield. Moreno got the ball. He had an open goal from half field and he missed.
Mhm.
Right? Danjuma had a couple chances. Coquelin as well. Coquelin scored from a cross from his left foot.
That was the offside goal, right?
That ended up
Yeah.
offside, yeah. And I just think that if Villarreal were a little more clinical, this would have been one of the biggest upsets in recent history. And I have to give Unai Emery credit for that because he can't plan and tell his players to miss or to miss the chances, but they created a lot of
Correct.
chances
Correct.
and they did really well. And I think it's almost heartbreaking that they do so good and it's only a 1-0 and Bayern go and come out for them.
So actually, Timmy told me earlier today that he's predicting Bayern Munich to lose in the Allianz. To
I
me,
think so too.
I didn't say lose in the Alliance, but I said Villarreal will advance now. That's what I was saying.
all right. So
I agree.
what you expecting in the Allianz to me?
Probably. I believe it will draw. Like the reason I'm saying this is because as much as we think they're going back to the Allianz Arena to perform, if it is you watch the game, Kwan, they will as Vic said they were outplayed, and I don't see the team doing that well and then going there and just taking a bag of goals. That's just my opinion. I just can't see it. I see another good performance from them. I see them, being able to put in a game that will actually be worth watching and scrape it probably a 1-1 draw. But if we know if they want any mood, it's plenty goals. But let's see. That's just my perspective that
Mhm.
they would go through any time. Big man thing. That's my perspective.
Okay. All
Jordan
right.
says she agrees, and watching that lineup and seeing the FM the FM legend fight. Vikash would know
One
about
fight,
that.
boy.
Vikash would know about that. So, I mean, I could see a draw easily here. I mean, I wouldn't bet against Lua. The man up there, he has been there for the past couple of seasons, but
Correct.
you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting knocked out.
I personally don't see Villarreal pulling it off. I mean, Emery, I read this man so much. This man rotated the entire 11 that started against Bayern. He rotated the entire 11 for the game against Bilbao. And he basically rests everybody that played against Bayern. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes back with the same thing. But I think Nagelsmann would have it in him to just about scrape it and get past Villarreal. I don't see them doing it twice. I just don't. Like they had their chances, and in this stage of the Champions League, if you don't take your chances, you're not going to qualify. Villarreal had their chances in that first leg and they missed. And Bayern are going to have their chances in the second leg, and it's up to Bayern to put the chances away. So I think Bayern would go through, to be honest. Although, if one thing I wanted to ask though, Goretzka fit for this game because I know he got taken off with a head injury at the end of the Villarreal game.
I believe Goretzka played this weekend.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was just a precaution.
Yeah.
I think Goretzka adds a lot more to the midfield. He didn't start this game.
Correct.
He didn't
didn't.
start against Villarreal.
Yeah,
He was
and
just recovering from injury. But that Goretzka Kimmich midfield is different.
yeah, it is different. It is. So as I say, as one of our watchers said here, that I have the same sentiments that I'm going to expect that Bayern Munich is going to destroy Villarreal. But we'll see. So, all right, well, let me move on to the next segment. Let's move on to the to the Europa League, guys. So, Yeah, so that's actually we don't have much to talk about in this league. And this is one of the big fixtures I played on the day, which is Frankfurt Barcelona. And I actually have some stuff to show you. So let me just bring up on. Anybody
I
have to say
agree with
anything about that
I
game?
agree with what Dominic said. By the way, Bayern's experience would be too much for this Villarreal team
Yeah,
as
same.
well. Like it's just I like that Villarreal team and I real rate Emery, but they should have killed it off in that first leg. They have no reason not to.
So this is one of this was the first goal in the game here.
Tant mieux en tout cas pour les Marseillais. Peut-être le dernier corner de ce
Actually, this is
premier
not.
acte.
This is the
C'est
wrong
une
goal. Sorry
combinaison
about that.
Under pour Payet.
Sorry, that is the wrong goal. I apologize.
The man they really want to show Payet, yes. They really want to show Payet.
Hey, must want to show the boss. You must want to show the boss. You must pull up the right goal there. You must want to show the boss. Yeah, this is the goal here. Alright, let me just pull that up here. Sorry about that. Alright, and then we had the Barcelona goal. So you all know this game finished 1-1.
This is another game that wasn't actually supposed to be 1-1 either.
Yeah. So that was a really nice goal also. I don't know if you all watch this game. Actually, to me, sound like you watched this game, huh? To me, you watched this game, right?
Yeah, I watched parts of the game, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also was checking all the stats and having conversations with some of my friends who are Barcelona supporters. And you know, the performance was less than convincing. They were lucky to get the draw from it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they grinding out results, even though there's no rival team. I like the fact that they grinding out results. You know, over the weekend they did the same thing. You know, fight and came back into the game and grind out a result. However, I hear a lot of people saying they're going to win this this competition, and I can't see it. I think that they're getting away on luck right now, to be honest, in terms of Pedri magic. I don't think he's going to keep that up for the rest of the season. He's really, really, really good, but I don't see him continuously bailing them out for the rest of the season. I also think that, as I said, they're riding luck, but let's wait and see. But I can't see them winning the
To be
this
honest,
competition.
I watched a lot of this game, and Frankfurt were really good on the counter. I was expecting them to take this game from Barcelona, but Barcelona just had too much quality to let them win. Um, but we'll see in the return leg, 18, which I believe is this week too. So we'll see in the return leg.
Yeah.
Um,
So when Xavi came in and joined, right, people were like very skeptical about what he's going to do with the club, right? And I can't remember exactly who it was. I believe it was you, one I was talking to, and I was saying that, you know, yes, he's inexperienced, but the man has the football brain. He has the tactical know-how. He has had some. I mean, is, you know, not that high level experience, but he has had some experience, right? And the main thing about Xavi is that he plays with something in mind, right? He plays with a certain style, a certain brand, a certain, you know, flair about him, right? And I honestly am surprised, even though I thought he was coming in and doing okay or doing, you know, slightly well. I am surprised by how well he has done so far, especially with the signings that he made, and you know how well they've been doing from it in. You know, Dembele has basically been a new signing. The man, whether he playing for a contract, whether he playing for, you know, the new coach, whatever it is, the man has been like a new signing as well. And looking at the teams remaining in the Europa League, no offense to anybody there, but Barcelona is supposed to have the best quality in terms of the team players involved of
Yeah.
the teams remaining, right? So,
supposed to, yeah.
so for them to win it,
Big
for
red
them to
smiling
win
there,
it, you know, like
This man don't know about Christopher and Kunku or what?
man.
for them to win it wouldn't be a surprise, right? But you know, I still think they're learning on Xavi and they're still developing. So Frankfurt, I still would think is the better team right now. but Barcelona has it in them to win.
Ismail,
Alright.
Yeah.
you watch minus the Clasico, which is a mad scene. But you watch the past, let's say, 4 games from them that which you would have played.
So what I haven't watched in the past, let's say month and a half, would have been highlights, and they have been struggling in all those games, right? They have they have been doing very poorly for what they're supposed to be doing, the quality they have, the method they want to play, and it's been making me happy, but also heartbroken every time they grind out a result. And the fact that they are grinding out results, means that they have some winning mentality that is in the squad right now to keep pushing, keep trying, keep doing things right. And whilst you see the quality of Pedri can't bail them out every game, Pedri isn't the only person there with quality, right? You have
Right.
Gavi, you have Aubameyang, you have Dembele, you have De Jong, you have Ferran Torres. I could keep going and basically call it the whole squad because
And
everybody in the
that
squad right
goal
now playing very well.
and that goal came because of the young. To be honest, he came on and he played that vital role in the 1-2 with Ferran Torres to but I was watching that game and he was like, if that was in the Premier League, never get all that space to score that goal. Never get all that space to score that goal. Anyway, you all have anything else you want to touch on the Europa League before we move on? Because that Payet goal is not from Europa League. That's from Conference League.
I just want to say shout outs to FPL legend John Lundstrom, currently playing in the Europa League.
Oh, he is?
Rangers. Yeah, with
Oh,
Rangers.
yes, he is.
Yeah. We all have good memories of that man, John Lundstrom.
So could I show my Payet goal before we move on?
Go ahead, Kwan. Go ahead, Kwan.
And the mystery that is Dimitri Payet. Y'all, I don't know if you all saw that beautiful goal.
Tant mieux en tout cas pour les Marseillais.
I don't know if you
Peut-être
all
le
saw that
dernier corner
beautiful
de ce
goal.
premier acte.
Sorry about that. This guy has always had the quality to be this good, but I don't know, boy. It's like he's always this big fish in small pond. I always say that he doesn't like to train. Yeah, boy. Yeah, Chris. I really love that goal. It was a quality goal because I really like Payet. To me, Payet was KDB in the Prem before KDB arrived. You understand? He had the free kicks, the assists, the screamers. Yes, he wasn't playing for a top club, but he provided West Ham with that spark.
All right, Kwan. All right, okay.
I wouldn't say he was KDB, but
Exactly.
I mean,
Of
if
course,
it's
you know what I
one thing,
mean.
if it's one player from the Prem that I love to see take a free kick, that Payet that season, I think it was on the Slaven Village when West Ham was on the Slaven Village. That West Ham team I used to like to watch. And it was because of Payet, and I remember him scoring so many beautiful goals, beautiful free kicks in that team. And I agree with you. I think Payet was in the World Cup squad, and I guess that gold medal was probably his peak. I do think he can make the team again, that France team, but that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say.
Jared, quietly judging it, Kwan.
Whatever.
No,
Let me
that
go there.
KDB statement was very brave. I don't understand it, but all right.
Oh gosh.
No, Daquan is right though. Daquan is right. But I'm not surprised by your reaction. I'm not
I
surprised by
know
your
I'm right. I'm not saying, and Payet is extremely good. He just
he wasn't playing for Manu or anything. That's why.
yeah. That's why, and that's why
It was amazing.
you're saying that he was he was
amazing.
amazing in the Prem.
No, I'm
The
not saying
problem
he
with him
wasn't
though,
amazing.
the problem with Payet and those kind of players is that they can't. They need to be the big boy at the club. So that is why people wouldn't take on those kind of players. But nah, he was
Yeah.
amazing. Man
And
was
that
amazing.
and that is Zaha right now. That's Zaha right
Right.
now.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct. To be fair, he
So
didn't get
talking
the move
about
he wanted, but yeah.
so
Correct.
talking about the Prem,
Mm.
let me go to the Prem one time.
Lord
And
Father.
let me mention the relegation battle. That was the first game
Hmm.
because it really felt like a relegation battle. That was Everton and Manu. But Everton won, by the way. Courtesy
Disrespect.
a Gordon goal, which was deflected. To me, you came to me early Saturday morning and you're like, Kwan, why are you up watching this game, bro?
The fantasy.
Correct.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Because I mean I was watching the fantasy too because I had Bruno Fernandes on my team.
Alright. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Wait a minute, that's
Yeah.
not this kind of show, but wow, that's all I would say.
Well, I was expecting Man U to beat Everton,
And that's where you
Gerrard.
started bad. You should have messaged me at
Exactly.
4 in the morning. Message me at 4 in the morning, I would have tell you different. Message me at 4
Nah,
in the morning.
I already made that transfer. Remember, it was at the deadline on Friday.
Oh, you know me, I
Yes,
make my chances at 4 and thing. Yeah, word.
Anyway, let me.
I find it's disrespectful how they start with this game and not the game that play Friday. But all right,
Oh
we'll
yeah, so
see.
it's true. I
But
right,
the
sorry.
Equans, the
It's
coordinator, so
no,
guy.
it's because the game. I just wanted to talk about this game so bad now. You
Oh, okay,
understand? Yeah, but
okay.
I'm sorry. Let me go to the first game, which is the 1-0, which is Newcastle and Wolves.
Who scored there? But
Hey,
who scored? Kwan?
sorry. I don't see why he wanted to mention that. It's
Yeah,
because
boy.
his ex Burnley boy
University of
score.
Burnley, way.
Yeah, his ex Burnley boy score.
Christopher Henry Wood, but
And you know the man who name and thing, eh?
that's nice name. That's nice
That's
name. Kwan, you still have Marcel on this side?
No, sir, no.
Okay,
I
okay.
you know what's so funny? I saw Marcel for Ignori.
For who?
For Ignori.
Oh no.
Anyway, this is not
Anyway,
a FPL show,
Oh,
right?
God.
So let's talk about this game.
Go on, I tune into FPL. I want to see if you're mentioning them kind of things in that pod too.
all I have to say concerning this game is my boy Chris Wood finally on off the mark, and is a penalty, yeah, but
Yeah, it was a
still,
penalty.
goal is a goal is a goal is a goal.
Yeah,
So
this game was supposed to be let's see.
Don't worry, no. Next year when Newcastle come in the top 5, we will see.
What you just said?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, don't worry. Mbappe to Newcastle confirmed, Griezmann and
But
Tabale.
listen, stop trying to damage the credibility of our show, please. Right?
But yeah, I don't know what this guy talking about. This game was a very dull game. um,
it's always dull when Chris Wood scores. Let's be real.
it's true, because he's a dull piece of wood. Anyway, Newcastle had 12 shots.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Newcastle
Hey.
had 12 shots, 4 on target, 3 off target. You know, with Wolves with less. And well,
So-
you all see Wolves expected goals to this game.
So I have a question, right? Like, what really happened with Wolves this season? Like, last season, previous season, they were on a trajectory up, right? And this has been like a tremendous difference from the previous seasons to me. What would you
Well-
all put down as causing that?
Well, it's a new coach too, eh? It's a new coach. So you remember they had momentum under Bruno Lage, right? I mean, not Bruno Lage. So I mean Nuno.
No.
And now that Bruno Lage is there, he's trying to really and truly his style of playing is not this 3-4-3 that they're playing. I know he plays a 4-4-2. I think he tried it in some games and it didn't work. But Wolves still not doing that bad. Wolves is actually 8th on the table right now.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Wolves, they higher than where they were last season. I believe.
Yeah, and Wolves are just 2 points behind Manchester United and West Ham, who are in sixth and seventh, and as they ain't that far off of Arsenal, right?
And
I'm not saying,
for a team
yeah, go
that
ahead.
lost their starting keeper, that lost a talent in Adama Traore, that lost Jota as well
Mm-hmm,
in the last year, that is
And Doherty.
tremendous. They have,
mm-hmm.
yeah, and
And
Doherty.
Doherty, yeah.
They managed to improve and continue, like they've improved on the team that they had last year. And partly, that partly was because Nuno was, I think, on the decline as a manager
Mm-hmm.
towards the start of towards January last season, around there. But I think credit to Wolves for bringing in a coach that has been able to not only turn the trajectory of the team around, but to mend. One thing Nuno was good at was having a solid defense,
Mm-hmm.
right? He was always good at having a solid defense. He always played that 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, and Bruno Lage has continued that. So he
Yeah.
hasn't forced the players to play a system that they're not good at, and he has tailored his tactics to suit. And the best signing of the season so far, in my book, is Jose Sa, because
Yeah,
he has
and
been he
talking
has
about that,
been
go
yeah
ahead.
he has been the best keeper in the Premier League this season, bar none.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
and talking about that defense, Vic, they have the fourth best defense in the league, actually.
yeah,
Yeah, because they are only behind Chelsea, Liverpool, and City.
and only
They only conceded
players
28
of
goals.
immense quality like Chris Wood could manage
Mm-hmm.
to breach such an impenetrable defense.
Jesus Christ.
Vic, that was a penalty the man win, okay?
A goal is a goal.
If he didn't win the penalty, he would not breach defense. Right? So he basically didn't breach defense, okay? Vic, stop it. Right? So since we talk about that man game already, we'll move on to the next game, which was, let me just pull that up. We had I think how much 10 o'clock games we had on Saturday. Saturday we had 1, 2, 3 10 o'clock games. 4?
Mhm.
No, 3. Right. So we had Arsenal versus Brighton, which I didn't expect Brighton to win, but they did. Right. I saw pieces of the game. Arsenal was very frustrating at times. I know Jared could talk about this because this is his team.
Mhm.
Jared, have any thoughts on this game?
Let me just disclaimer. I don't want any other Arsenal fans saying a negative and blah blah blah. If you're a true Arsenal fan, you know that this is an annual thing in the sense that we lose a key player as soon as things going good in the dregs at the end of the season. So
Mm-hmm.
last 8 games,
Mm-hmm.
this time we lost Tierney and Partey. Not saying that as a good excuse, but we lost 2 key players. We have no depth because when you look at our bench, the only big quality name really is Pepe. Ateta hates Pepe, but I'm not surprised. Genuinely, I told my brother, say, well, I ain't too sure. I mean, I said to my pod, I was kind of okay. I think we could take them, but privately, I was like, no, I'm not too sure because we have this always happens when we don't have particular players. The others cannot step up. I think Ateta got it wrong. He should have probably the safest thing he should have done was play maybe Saka left back, start Pepe, free Pepe from prison, keep Jack in the midfield, and just go all out, try something else. Or
Mm-hmm.
keep the barriers there, but you end up putting Jack at left back. I don't know, but I'm not surprised. Trust me, more to come. More to come. This is I don't see us unless
I
because
was
we go ahead.
I was shocked to see Shaka left back, to be honest, because I know Tavares is not that great, but to take out Xhaka out in midfield was weird. It was really weird. It was really weird.
Yeah. He did it once or twice. You see, when you don't
Yeah.
play, I don't like Xhaka at all. I don't ever hide that. He should never be on the team. I don't even consider him. But when you don't play him in the midfield and you play Odegaard and anybody else, they don't do what Partey and Xhaka would do in terms
Yeah.
of pivot and turn and try. They don't have that brain at all. So Lokonga is more of an attacking mid. He is not a CDM. He's a great player, but not a CDM. He's not going to do that hard work in the midfield and turn and pivot and just give it the safe balls, you know. So,
Yeah, and we
but
could
as I say, more to come. What you see? More to come. More to
actually saw
come.
the lineup from this game.
One thing,
So
one thing I
go
want
ahead.
to add,
Mhm.
I really like Arteta as a manager, and I understand why he did what he did in terms of getting the players out, but he needed reinforcements, and he could not. The fact that he didn't replace the players that left have Arsenal losing this game
Mhm.
because it's okay. You're the manager. You should have control of who in your team, who not in your team. If a player
Mhm.
doesn't want to play for you, get rid of them. Fair enough. But bring in somebody to replace them. Have a backup plan. And the fact that Arsenal don't have a backup plan is honestly shocking. We know Kieran Tierney is injury prone. That's
Correct.
a given fact. All through his career, he has been injury prone, and you need to have somebody to fill in that left back role, right? It's common sense. So you lose Tierney, yes, and you lose Thomas Partey. I can't remember when last the man played a full season either. Like, so so you have injury prone players that key components of your team. You
Mhm.
need to have a backup plan. Now I agree, right? Sambi is a excellent midfielder, but the reason why Arsenal started so badly at the start of the season, if you all remember, is because the fullbacks
Mhm.
was an issue, and Sambi was playing in that midfield by himself.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
Arteta knew that. He knew that. He would have known that. And he would have known that once he put the double pivot in and put Odegaard in the 10 and things started going well, he should have understood that, okay, I need backup for these men because they're injury prone. And I need to have a backup plan if things go south. And lo and behold, the two injury prone men gone. Tomiyasu didn't start either, and we know how pivotal he is for that defense as well. And when you take out players like that, Arsenal is a completely different team, and this is the team that started this season. Because on the face of it, they are not a bad side, but they don't have that backup plan, and when things go wrong, they just don't know what to do. But I still, in what Arteta was able to do, I still rate him for it. But he should have done better in the transfer market. He should have gotten some depth because that's Arsenal starting 11 with everyone fit. I think they play some really really good football. And if everyone stays fit over the course of the season, they could very well finish fourth. But that's highly unlikely. That's improbable. So that's what I have to say about that.
Mhm. Yeah. So look, so Kwesi said he's So let me put it up on screen here. So Kwesi said he have a real question here.
The thing with Lacazette, no. The thing with Lacazette, I think that we play Lacazette wrong. I'm a bit of a mad person, right? As you all may notice. I think Lacazette should not be desperate. We're very, very desperate. We don't have players. And again, Arteta. Anyway, the thing with Lacazette, I think Lacazette should have always played behind someone, right behind someone, or play with someone because he's better that way. He's a great holder player. Can't give him wrong way. He's a great CF as a centre forward. He's a good centre forward. But right now, the goal's not coming. And if you see, if we don't have anybody else to play, and we have to save Eddie for coming on later, why not play Pepe up with him or play Mate? Try something different. Because Lacazette to me is crucially, critically good at nicking those last balls and pressing. He's very good at that. But right now, the goals, as you said, the goals right up bad, and our midfield hardly scoring. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we have to hold on to him for maybe one more until we get some good replacements. And I don't see Arsenal doing that anytime soon. But we will see. I hope that answers your question, bro. But I don't know. I really don't know. It's frustrating. But it's frustrating, not frustrating because if you're an Arsenal fan, because everything you say there, Vic, is not surprising. We don't do those things. That's why when outsiders
Mhm.
talk about us, I was like, if all only knew, yes, it's not surprising. It's really not. That's just how it is at Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Tamayo. Yeah,
yeah, well,
Tamayo.
yeah, and that's it. That's an
Correct.
Arsenal
Yeah.
thing. That's a typical Arsenal thing. Zaha wouldn't score
Yeah.
for 10 years. He come by us, he score. Brighton scored in the last 3 games. And of course, they come and score 2 goals.
Yeah.
Arsenal things.
But I was kind of expecting that, and I told you on that and them on UFB pod during midweek. I said Arsenal is going to possibly lose or draw this game,
Hmm.
especially as they have Taney out. I know some madness would have gone, and look, look at the madness I went on.
But I could bring up my WhatsApp the WhatsApp message to the group when I told them get all your Arsenal assets out. Told them that I said forget that double game, we can go elsewhere. Don't even bother. Since the Crystal Palace game, I said that. I was like, get all your assets out. That's it. These 2 injuries are gonna mash up this team. Watch it. I
Well,
told them that.
let's see if he gets it right next game,
Yeah.
and let's move on to
I don't think he
the
will.
next game
He's not ready. He's not ready. But yeah, let me move. That's a difference.
Let's
They,
move on to the
they
next
do have
game.
the players to get it right.
He's not ready. He's not ready. He shall never come. But that's a whole different world.
All right, so the next game, the next
He's a
game.
noob. No, why bring a
Thanks.
noob to a big team like this? You understand? But
Oh,
look at this.
God.
Look at it. Look how beautiful that is, Daquan. I'm so envious of you all and Tottenham. It's so nice to have a clinical front three. Look how nice. How nice it is feel, Daquan.
And we have
Look at
Timo
that.
scoring twice.
Clinical country.
Look at that. Well, minus us, the Belgium man. He's only play. Why don't give Lukaku's Belgian? He still wait under the blues, right? Yeah, wait under the blue. We go work. But go ahead. Let me go.
The
This was a
funniest
brilliant
thing,
game, though.
the funniest thing about this game is that Werner scored twice and still managed to miss the easiest chance of the
Yeah,
game.
whoa.
I know, right? I know,
It was a
right?
nice run, huh? It was a real nice
Yeah.
run.
But that's something I like about Timo Werner. He tries, he
Yeah, he
tries, he
keeps
tries. He
trying.
never, he
Yeah,
never gives
true.
up, and I love that attitude about him. Yes, he may not score. Yes, he may have a horrible game, but he keeps trying, and
Have a
that's something
question.
and that's what makes him likable. Yeah, Timmy, go ahead.
What I hear a lot of different things people saying. Some saying, he blight, he lack of confidence. What do y'all think? Because the chance that I see this man show, especially one where he ran across the two defenders and then hit the post, like I can't understand. Like, what do y'all think is the reason behind this long period of may not be? Let's go with lack of form. What do y'all think is the reason behind his
Timmy,
lack of form?
let me explain. It's all right. So Timo Werner, the teams he played for before Chelsea, they were built around him. They were made to play his style, right? And he's accustomed to playing faster football than this. He's not Chelsea play possession brand. He's not accustomed to this. So most of the time, I don't know if you ever watched Leipzig when Timo Werner was there. It's quick. They move quick. They send that ball straight to Timo, and most times he done gone goal.
I understand that, but the chance is easy now, boy. So whether it's quick or it's possession based, I try to understand.
I
the
think
simplest chances.
there are some players when they give them too much time on the ball, they overthink it and they throw away. That is Timo Werner.
Yeah, his chip does fry.
And people might not agree with me here, but Jamie Vardy is the same way, right? I don't know if you all ever see Jamie Vardy. He will try and try, but most times he will get just one goal. And you'll probably disagree, but I think Jamie Vardy and Timo Werner is the same player. Well, Jared, was he hate us or Jared?
Vardy way more clinical than him. That's all I was saying.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying he way more clinical. I'm not saying he's not more clinical, but
I watch this man score.
He's a similar player.
I watch this man score and goal and correct that with 2 more goals in the same game. No. Not the same player at all, bro. Never.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that Leicester style of play suits Vardy, right? And I think if you put Timo Werner in the same place that Vardy is, it's possible that he'll probably score the same amount of goals as Vardy, right?
I disagree, man.
I don't disagree.
There was a cross that came in the box, right? And all you have to do is just put his head and put the ball in the net, off
True.
the bar. I just find like I don't know if it's because he probably accustomed playing for smaller teams, or I don't know if it's pressure, but for some reason, and I've been trying to understand it because to me, missing those kind of opportunities, it's unbelievable for me. And as I was saying, if
It is.
somebody could explain to me like what exactly
He's
they think,
also he's also a confidence player. Yes, remember that. Yeah.
So like
Vic, you good?
I'm no professional footballer or anything like that, right? But I've been watching football a long time, and I remember a few years ago, Karim Benzema was going through a patch similar to this, where
Mm-hmm.
he was missing a ton of goals. That was easy. That was simple. He would score the hardest goal possible, and then miss a tap in, and like his finishing at a point in time, and it translated to the rest of his game. So his hold up play, which usually would be incredible, he would start running into defenders and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I think the confidence thing is something that really, really affects players at that level. And like I said, I'm not a professional footballer by any means, but I don't think Timo Werner has the best technique to begin with
True.
when it comes to being a pure striker of the ball.
Mhm.
And you couple that with the fact that his confidence may not be sky high at the moment. And I think that is something that would translate into missing such chances, because you always have in the back of your mind, oh, what if I miss this? What if I miss this? You just want to kick the ball and get in the back of the net and get it over with. So I think that is something that could be playing on his mind. But I would still start Timo Werner against Real Madrid, purely because I would want Timo Werner. I don't want him running at personally. I don't want him running at Nacho, but you know, I think that's the clear and obvious play
Mm-hmm.
for me. In
Yeah.
addition to the Alonso and the
Yeah.
Kovacic, I think.
Yeah.
To me, I always the thing with Werner, they have to utilize Werner's speed, and then everything else will fall into place. They have to
Mhm.
utilize his speed.
Mhm.
He's very just utilize his
It's
speed
very quick.
because you have Havertz and Mount there to chip in and fall in if with any loose balls and stuff, as you saw where they run across the goal.
Mhm.
I think that if he once he's fit, trust me, I'll always start him. Always, always, always. Because at least you have that pace and
Mhm.
he will pull at least pull two defenders on him and then the other guys
Mhm.
come because you'll have technical midfielders as well, which is again I'm
Mhm.
jealous of. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
Chelsea won the Champions League with that front three that played against Southampton.
Yes.
And
Correct. Correct.
I was always shocked that Tuchel pulled away from it. To be honest,
Yeah.
I thought
Mm-hmm.
that would have been his front three going into
Mm-hmm.
the new season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Lukaku kind of disrupted things. I know he was not Tuchel signing. I know he was about signing, and he was Tuchel probably has forced to play Lukaku.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now I think he needs to go back to the front three that won the Champions League and see
Right.
where it goes from there.
I think too Chelsea made a huge mistake in paying all that money for Lukaku and then selling Tammy, because like they offer pretty much the same thing. And
Yeah,
as we know this
exactly.
season, Tammy Abraham has been incredible. We'll get to that later on in the show as well. So
Hmm. And Vic, that's why I said, he was about signing because I can't see
mhm,
Thomas Tuchel because Tammy plays the same exact way, right? And Lukaku is not going to hold up the ball. He's not going to play it with his back to the goal. He wants to run onto the ball,
mhm,
right? And Tuchel is not going to change his whole team just to make Lukaku fit. So he'll have to learn how to play with his style or get out.
mhm.
And looking like it might be the get out part. So we'll see, right? Also, well, this game finished 6-0. Mr. Mount had 2 goals. Kai got a tap in from Timo Werner's missed chance, and Marcus Alonso scored from Mr. Mount's beautiful flick one, right? I expected more goals, but it was a good 6-0. Moving on to the next game.
fellas greedy out there. So.
Boy, Southampton you watch the game, Timmy?
Yeah, it
Southampton
was supposed
was
to be nine. It was supposed to be
horrible,
nine.
boy. They were horrible, but they were horrible. But let's move on to the next game. Next game was on Saturday. At that time was Leeds Watford. Right. I don't know if anybody watched this game. Um, I don't know about. Nobody watch this game?
I didn't get a chance to watch this one.
No.
Well,
Well, I know
it's
Watford relegated now, though.
yeah, that's for sure. But since Jesse Masters comes in, he has brought he back up to speed.
Yeah, they on
They're
some
looking
form.
like
I think it's
they're
4 to the
looking like
last
the
5
team
or
that we
something
know.
like
Well,
that.
you see the
Yeah,
difference. They're actually defending.
Ah,
yeah. So he brought Leeds back up to the standard that we knew from last season. If they continue like this, they will be safe. And I think they are safe already. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they are.
yeah. They're 16th right
Yeah,
now, 3 points. Yeah.
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 And I know they always say that 40 is the magical number for
Yes.
safety.
I think this season is something like 35.
Yeah,
Yeah,
35, 37
yeah,
around there is the
Yeah.
safety.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
35.
can't see. I mean, yes, Burnley have what 2 games in hand. So I can't see Burnley, Norwich, or Watford fighting their way out unless Everton just decide
Yeah,
to
do a madness.
keep sinking and Burnley somehow win the rest of their games. But
Everton not playing Man U every week, yeah.
true,
Remember
true,
that.
true. But I think that the Everton will take some confidence from this
Eight.
game
8-1.
and move on and try to fight. Yeah, but I think Everton have a hard game next. So, but
If Everton win the next game, then it's over.
Yeah.
But no, then it's over for what? For Norwich. I know you're saying over mathematically not over
it's,
yet.
yeah,
They have
it isn't.
one more
Yeah,
game. If Everton win, then that's it for Watford Norwich.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
the
Burnley
next,
have a chance. They have to win every other game and the next game, and Everton have to lose at
I
least
think I
one of the next.
to me I think that they will push on from this Man U game and they possibly might
you
not
know the
win
next
every
four
game.
games, Kwan?
I know. I never say. Never finish that to me.
Sorry.
Never finish that to me.
The next one
I'd
is
say-
mad.
I know it is, but they could possibly get something from Leicester. Who knows? I don't say. I don't
Yeah,
say.
you get
I
no.
don't.
Let's be real. They get a point. Leicester losing Merseyside derby, right?
Yeah.
They
No, but
Lord lose to Chelsea and then all right, no. Had luck.
Stop giving them hope. Stop.
Had luck. That way.
That
Woo! That is
how
special.
cruel would it be, right? If Everton is the reason Liverpool don't win the league this year.
I will. I
No
will.
way.
Ooh, like a Watford. Ooh,
That would be. I
like
find that
Watford
would be real
last. When it
cruel.
was, I know they won the reason, but when they broke the invincibility
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grr.
But like the Merseyside derby, Everton
Or
getting
Richarlison
relegated.
penalty in the 98th minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the last game on Saturday. That was Tottenham versus Aston Villa. This Tottenham team was on fire. You know, him and Son had a hat trick.
Was that Captain Hong Min Son? Captain
Exactly.
Hong Min Son. Thank you. Let's play it. Let's put out there one time. Let's put out there.
Show off,
No,
guys.
be sure. I just say
Show off, guys.
Captain. The
Show
man
off,
right now.
Anyway, right? And Kulusevski scored the
Yeah,
alone
boy.
goal.
He is on. Hey, boy.
Yeah, I believe since he came to this Tottenham team, I was watching. I posted his stats today in a group in the UFB group, and it was really good.
Yeah, it's
They
only
said
one
in
game he
89
blanked, you know.
stats.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
only one
89
game he blanked.
stats,
Yeah.
he has 3 goals and 7 assists, which is really
Yeah.
good since his game. Yeah.
It's only one game he blanked.
They said
Come up.
Conte really wanted him at Inter,
Mhm.
and now he's got his man, and we could see why. We could see
Yeah,
why
boy.
he really wanted him. Kulusevski has been incredible since he came over to Tottenham.
Mhm.
You know, I saw someone said on Twitter that he's providing that spark that they lost when they lost Christian Eriksen. Yeah, and I think that's spot on.
Yeah, agreed.
I think that's spot on. Yeah. So you all have any thoughts on this game? Timmy, I know you probably watch this game.
I started to watch this game, but due to fantasy reasons, I stopped watching it. But let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that at all.
Oh Lord, like a man
tell-
Captain Kane, pressure.
I tell all your men about Watkins, Slang all you know.
Ollie what that's
Only what less.
Only Chopkins. Oh.
Ollie Chapkins. But this was a good game. Tottenham
yes,
on
yes.
form,
Yeah.
right? I don't
yeah.
see that form losing it at any
Dipping
moment right
anytime
now.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Right. But so let's move on to the next game because we have more to talk about
So
before
We
we
should
before
talk
you
about the
move on,
good. Mm.
before you move on, Kwan. So you all think they're top 4 spot guaranteed?
Jared, that's a question for you.
You know what? Given what's going on around them, is theirs to get to throw away. Is theirs
Yeah.
to throw away because the teams around them that should be challenging them, not doing. The only West Ham right now will have glass legs because they're in Europa League, and I think they'll go ham in the Europa League, which I think he should. So I counted out West Ham because they don't have the depth to play in Europe and play in the league. We see this. Come on,
Correct.
they're
Correct.
tired, which is fair,
Yeah.
right? No problem. So they're out. Manu in some Lord Father, some kind of form, right? They have the greatest athlete in the world and can't score goals. So yeah, and then of course Arsenal doing Arsenal things at the right time. So I think it poised for Spurs to. I mean, I know me, I hate Spurs with all my passion, everything inside all my fiber, but
Yeah.
I think that it poised for them. It's for them to throw away. They're not in any competitions, right? No, you're not in anything else. So it's just for them to push on. Yeah, they can get, and they have the depth. They have the depth. They
And,
have
and
Bergwijn.
Vic,
Bergwijn
and
coming
Vic,
off the bench and scoring goals.
yeah, and Vic,
Yeah.
you know what that shows? That is called the Conte effect. That shows that Conte is a world class manager.
I just really I feel it for Arsenal fans, I feel it. Like they've had a
Don't
great
waste your
season.
feelings. Don't waste your feelings.
They've had a
Don't waste your
great season, bookended by two absolute horror shows.
Don't waste your
Yeah.
feelings. Don't waste your feelings.
Yeah.
Don't waste
Yeah.
Just do it.
But
It happens every year. Cazola, Ramsey, I can
Yeah.
go down the road. It always happens. Don't worry.
True.
It must have a big injury. Don't worry about it.
and yeah, Kwesi is right. The big difference between Arsenal and Spurs is that elite manager, which is Antonio Conte.
Mhm.
You know.
I want
Yeah.
don't trigger, man. Let me move on. Because that's it there, but I agree with Kwesi. Thank you, Kwesi.
All right. So you move into the Sunday games.
Can we talk about the goat quick? Oh, we're not talking about the goat so quick. All right, not yet.
Right. We have first off Brentford
This
versus
game,
West
right?
Ham. Yeah. Brentford seems to be reclaiming their early season form at the moment. You know.
I tell all about this on the OFB pod last week. Yeah, Brentford
Yeah,
and
you did,
London
you did.
derby is a different beast.
Yeah.
We see it again here today. Well,
I really didn't expect Brentford to win this game outright. 2-0.
Brentford.
Me so clear.
Yeah, so clear. Yeah, I thought West Ham would have at least scored.
Right.
About
Right.
Yeah, because I had Bowen.
Me too.
I know you
Me
had Bowen
too.
too.
Me
Jared.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. Obi didn't know it, boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Jared had his namesake and the man just didn't
Yeah,
score.
boy, man.
But,
Didn't know it, but glass legs. I said it, the glass leg was
Yeah.
tired, boy.
Yeah.
Leon run them. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. But Brentford had a good game. Christian Eriksen had a big hand in this game. I don't know if you all noticed that, but he had a really good game.
No, great
You know?
game. Great game. It's
Yeah,
good to see.
he
For
did
football, it's good to see for neutrals too. It's good to see.
Yeah. You know, he had one key pass, you know. And well, you can see the stats there, you know, it's accurate passing.
And all of a sudden, all the frauds just come out of the dark and scoring and contributing. Boy, the Mbeuemos, the Tonys, boy.
Yeah. Watch Mbeuemo.
different.
I think I could be wrong, but I think they moved the poster now.
But they increase the size, something. Because Lord Father, Mbeuemo.
He was
Not
the
that kind
post
of
boss.
show.
He was the post boss. But anyway,
Was
all
challenge.
right, well, yeah, we don't have much to talk about this game. Brentford had a good game.
Nice.
Let's move because we have two more games to
we
talk
talk about
about before we move on.
Good.
All right, Leicester. There's not much to talk about here too.
Not surprising.
Leicester beat Crystal Palace 2-1.
I would like to big up Ewan's favorite footballer for finally scoring a goal.
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall had a great game. He scored an assist.
Yeah, he was good. Nah, he was good.
Yeah, he had a really good game.
Captain for double game, Miko.
So this is not a FPL show. Right? But yeah, and then let's move on to
hold on to that Leicester thing, right?
Mhm.
Because when we talk later on, I want to come back to this Leicester team. So just go back to the team. Let me see something. The
Alright.
squad that they start. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Alright, sir. And let's move on to the last game. The big game everybody wants to see on Sunday, which was Man City Liverpool. I know you all have a lot to say about this game, so let's start.
Hey, the disrespectful. The disrespectful boy. Take one way. If he ain't
Who's
somebody
that
good,
boy?
he ain't somebody good.
Who's the good boy?
You go score on the
Cookie.
weekend, boy. Yes, boy. Yes,
Um,
boy. You're disrespectful,
Norwich.
boy.
I tell
Big
you,
up
we
the
talking
man.
about that 9:30. We
You're
talking about that 9:30.
disrespectful, boy.
It's
You're
9:30
somebody
here.
good. No. I'm not having that.
Wait, this
I'm not
game here?
having that.
Boy, go for me when I get a boy.
I'm not having that. You're disrespectful, boy. I'm not having that.
Jared.
9:30.
Hey.
Half past
I
nine.
respect your opinion, but the goat
Yeah.
really scored on Friday.
Oh, let disrespect. Wait, let disrespectful out there. But go ahead. Let me just.
Right.
The only thing I want to say about this, Man City should have trashed Liverpool. They should have never. They should have been like 6-2 or some kind of madness.
Yeah.
Alisson
I
was the
would-
difference.
I wouldn't say 6-2, but Man City really had a good game. I expected them to win, but
All
you know,
I
at the
have
end
to
of the day,
say,
Liverpool.
all I have to say about this game is Alisson and Edison showed what they are good at. You know, Edison showed he good with the ball. Alisson showed he good at saving shots.
And you know, we had a big argument in OFB this weekend. They were people were saying that Edison is a real good goalkeeper. You know, he's good at
Correct,
distribution
Tracy, correct.
and stop shot stopping. Which I was like, what? Edison, great goalkeeper. You talking about Allison?
No, I think, as I was telling you, Kwan, it's because of the team that he plays with. It kind of hides certain things from other players now.
Exactly.
So he's the Valdez of.
A man
Yes,
actually said that.
We
A
did-
man
I mean, it's
Okay.
true. It's
That's
true.
all right. Cool.
Edison is the
Minus
Valdez
the
of this
mistakes,
team.
of course. Minus the horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
I mean, he makes mistakes sometimes.
Yes, but not like Valdez.
Yeah,
Maybe
not like
I shouldn't
Valdez.
disrespect him. Sorry. No, I don't disrespect him.
But yes, he is the Valdez of this Man City team. To be honest, I would say so. I don't know about you all.
Oh
Right.
Lord, now be good with his feet. He good at distributing the ball. I'll give him that.
He's not in my top 5 keepers. I can tell you that.
Not even top
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Unless you don't want the keepers that can distribute the ball, sure. Then he might be first.
I hope the
No,
OFB
he
guys
goes up
watching.
to-
I really hope the OFB guys
Yeah,
watching.
I really hope so. You know, the Nats and the
Buffons.
Pegans and the Buffons, yeah, who rate this guy so much.
That's my boy Buffon. Let me defend my boy.
Jordan, you have anything to say about this game?
Well, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Oh,
Wow.
You was busy
You missed-
watching the you
missed
you
the
watched the
biggest
goals
game.
and you went to sleep. I agree.
No, I didn't watch any games actually. I stayed up to watch Formula One, so I
Ooh.
ended up sleeping the rest of the day.
Ooh. We can talk about that in the chat. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
That was lit too. We'll talk about that in the chat. I'll message you. That was lit.
To me, what you have anything to say about this game?
To me, it was as entertaining as I expected. I actually bet money on City winning the league, so I was kind of hoping they would wrap it up.
Wow.
Yeah, actually
This
hoping
is
they
the
wrap
best,
it up.
bro.
What do you mean? So you think that Liverpool is going to
I didn't think anything actually. This one, this reminded me of that City Man U race, boy. So I have
2012.
nothing. Yeah, boy.
10 years ago.
I didn't even back in them, but my stomach in flux, boy. Just remembering that, boy. That was a mad finale. So my mind there right now, boy. I don't know. It could go
I
anywhere.
agree that
That was exactly 10 years ago too, eh? How fit him.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
agree that City had a really good game, as was said before.
Mhm.
To go based on what Jared said though, looking at the fixtures left, I think for me, I think that the winner clear now. Like if Poole had won this game, I could say okay, Poole would be in the lead and it would be, you know, they have points to kind of like drop versus teams, but Poole still has to play Man U, Spurs, Villa, and plus they have Champions League football to study. So to me, the fixtures that City have, which I believe is really easy.
Brighton,
fixtures,
Leeds.
yeah. I can't see, especially because I think they're gonna take all these games really serious. For them to throw it away, I'd be really like my mind will be blown to see them throw this away. Probably if Poole had easy fixtures too, I'd say, okay,
Right.
I want a draw here or draw there. But even if City drop points, I believe Pool will gonna drop points too. So that's why I think it to me it the league done, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think so. Liverpool has shown that even though they don't have much depth and whatnot, I believe that they show that they could come out every game and play their best. And there's one thing that Liverpool do is win games,
Mm.
right? And that front three right now is interchangeable at the moment. They could play anybody in that they can play any three in that midfield, in that attack, and they will win games. They will win games. That's how good that front three is at the moment.
Understood. But then that would still have to depend on City if you don't drop points.
Mhm.
And that's
They
what I'm
do, they
saying.
do, and
And goal
it's possible for
difference.
City to drop points. It's possible for City to drop points. Yes,
Yeah.
City may have easier games, but
They could
what
probably
is-
get touched against Leeds, but that Brighton
Right.
game could be 8-0, so that's goal difference there.
Yeah.
already. And then no, but the thing, you know what you mentioned there, bro, right? What I agree with him there. What will be what will be the key? What always messes up City season every season? What messes up their season all the time? Champions League. Champions
true,
League.
true.
And they
injuries.
all well not just injuries, but Champions League. So is
Mm-hmm.
the difference now is which one they go for now. They have the squad depth that they could go for the two, but
Mhm.
it's 10 more because it's seven more games, if correct me if I'm wrong, also if so much. I don't know, boy. And then
Yeah,
Liverpool
seven
in the
more.
same Liverpool in the same boat. I think they might sacrifice that Champions League, which I doubt Klopp will do, but I think they might do and push for that league. And City now have to decide which one they're going for or spread the team thin and then risk a few injuries or something. But I don't know, where we tough.
I agree with you when you say the Champions League is going to decide who wins the Premier League. The only difference is I think City could it would be in the favor of City and not Liverpool. I think the
Good
Champions
rotation.
League would prove too much for Liverpool
Mm-hmm.
to go in twice a week, every week, and go
Correct.
hard right
Mhm.
through. And I think, yeah, we talk about the front three could rotate and think they have 6 strikers, they have 6 midfielders, but they only have 1 right back. And the moment James Milner starts at right back, you could expect Liverpool to drop points. I say that because what Trent offers, especially when it comes down to the clutch, like to those last 3-4 games when you have Champions League semi-final, Premier League Champions League semi-final, like that is when everything
I-
would be decided.
I wouldn't say they only have 1 right back, eh? Joe Gomez.
Yeah, I'm gonna mention him.
Yeah, Joe Gomez
Yeah.
played.
He's a good
when
deputy.
Trent
He's
was
a
out.
good deputy. He's a good
Yeah,
deputy.
yeah,
That's
and
enough.
that quality ball that he
Mhm.
he, had, he
Mhm.
sent in that game. I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah,
You
but
can
2 games
remember.
ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, is this
Mhm.
Trent playing?
Understandable, but
Yeah.
I still think the Champions League gonna prove too much for Liverpool and not so much City.
Yeah, especially
Because
with the
City,
teams that are remaining. Mhm.
yeah, City been here before and they made the mistake before. So
Twice
and the FA Cup,
Yeah,
that's a
and this
real
is-
good
yeah.
point.
It's like a good point, and maybe we're gonna see that
Mhm.
somebody have to win this weekend. Somebody
One of-
have to win this weekend.
One of these teams could feasibly win the treble, but I think they would share up those 3 trophies.
As we on the topic of rotation, I think it's based on what Jared was saying. The Watford and the Brighton games. I don't think they have to play a strong team, especially where Mahrez could come off the bench. These other players could come off and still bring home a win as compared to Pool doing this versus West Ham or doing this versus Man U. You can't do it, as Jared was saying. So to me, Kwan believes Pool could grind it and all of that. However, I think City dropping points for me right now is something I can't see it.
Yeah.
I really can't see them dropping points right now.
This was a must-win game for them. They had
Yeah,
to win
we'll
that
see,
game.
we'll see. But a big point is to show is that Salah looks completely out of it at times.
Yeah.
So since he came back from that qualifier for World Cup.
I would argue
he
since
got a good-
AFCON.
AFCON, yeah.
Since
So,
AFCON.
yeah, it's true.
Agreed.
It's true.
Agreed.
Yes, he got a assist this weekend, but Salah has looked really out of it. So we'll see if things pick up because he is Liverpool spark.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but we can move on to the next segment of the show, which is La Liga.
You went to school and learn how to do this, boy. Can't. You went to school and learned to do hosting.
So yeah, guys, how La Liga was this weekend? And I didn't watch any La Liga games.
Yeah,
I can tell you
help you there,
that.
boy. I'll help you with some stats. Like, help you there too.
I only see highlights of 2 games.
As Jordan say, I just watch F1. That's all I care about this weekend.
Well,
But
well, we have 2 resident La Liga fans here.
All right,
So
you'll take it away.
I see the first game was on when was the first game? Hold on. I see the first game was
Friday, I
on
think.
Friday, yeah, and that was Sevilla versus Canada.
pull up the fixtures then, Akon.
I really thought they
Yes.
was gonna show it that
Sevilla
game.
won.
Like
Sevilla won.
4-2.
Sevilla won 4-2. Right.
I know my boy Papu Gomez scored.
Yeah. So
You know,
Sevilla
as
won
we
4-2.
on Sevilla, Kwan, I really thought Martial would have changed something. Like not in his team, but in himself. Like, oh come on, you know, come
Marcus even
on.
start.
Yeah,
He's actually start.
He
Wow.
start, yeah, and he's play all over the place. And it's no matter where he plays, garbage, garbage. Like I don't know. And
I don't know, boy.
I really like
He has
him
all
in
this
Monaco.
talent. He has all this talent, but I don't know.
I think
I
that
don't know.
the transfer to Man U destroy his career, like in terms of confidence wise, and his growing, and the ceiling that I believe he had, because I liked him since Monaco, and I actually thought he'd be one of the next great strikers, in the game. And then I was really excited for the move to Man U, and then I don't know what happened. When he started the first few games, he came on. I think it was versus Liverpool. He scored the winner. I believe he was actually doing well, and then I just don't know what happened. I actually thought he would go there and get better, and he's actually gotten worse. So I don't know what would be the move with him.
Sevilla probably is not the place for him, but he needs to go somewhere where he can settle and find himself again. Man U, he needs to move on, really. And
He needs some Serie A toughness. That's what he needs.
Probably, yeah. He could. I could see Jared.
Yeah.
I could see him going to Serie A and finding himself again.
I could see him playing in Roma under Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I was listening there, but yeah, possible.
It's possible. Or even
Sassuolo,
or even Lazio or Sassuolo.
Torino.
He could try something. It'll work because if it's one thing, Serie A does. It's helped you a lot as a player.
We'll get to that. But why like I would say, that's spoil here because Serie A is position beast. As a striker, you gotta come
and very tactical.
Do this hard work. You stay where you are. We'll give you the ball. That's it. And that's why Tammy doing so well.
Yeah. And well, who's a Mourinho? No one to play Tammy down too. Anyway, so yeah, Sevilla went 4-2. We had
Cadiz and Betis.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next game. Hold on there. We had Cadiz. Is Cadiz or Cadiz?
Cadiz. They get relegated, so we don't really need to talk about them.
Yeah.
They get relegated for sure.
Yeah. So
one thing though, Real Betis for the side that they have, they always underachieve. They always find a way to underachieve.
Yeah,
somehow they have a real good squad.
They do have a really good squad. What you all seen that team? Naby Fekir, Sergio Canales, Bartra, Guardado. I can't remember this guy. Was this that guy last name again? Who's the you know who it is? Julian Jose. They have a good team. They really have a good team.
They have
Borja
Iglesias as well.
Yeah, Borja Iglesias. They have a really good team.
Bellerin.
For some reason, they don't beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. Like, a couple of years ago, I heard that, and it was a statement made by someone who follows EPL, that you don't really have to focus on beating the top 4 to win EPL. It's more about beating the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah,
it's
correct.
about beating the teams they're supposed to beat, and they don't. They will come and beat Barca. They will beat Real Madrid. they will beat Atletico and then lose to Cadiz and lose to the teams that small. And that's why no matter how good their team is,
Yeah,
they always
yeah,
underperform.
they focus on the wrong games. They focus on
Yeah.
beating the Giants and
Mm-hmm.
And I think
not the teams
a
who
lot
are, you know.
a lot of it in teams like this, you see where you have a lot of players like Nabil Fekir who like to be the big fish in a small pond. Like
Correct.
he's one of the perfect examples for a big fish in a small pond, right? And what has happened is you can't motivate them to come up and show up and give 100% against Cadiz, and I think that is an issue for Betis and similar teams where I think Sevilla have a similar issue, but they have this get right. Like I think Sevilla actually, they show up. Their coach Lopetegui, he have them playing, but you can't say the same for Betis. And I think
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest problems. Pellegrini is not a bad coach. Yeah?
yeah, he isn't.
Pellegrini,
He isn't.
I just don't think
He
he's
isn't.
the biggest motivator.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next game.
Atletico is a waste of time, my oh lord.
Atletico lost to Mallorca this weekend, so there's not much to talk about in that game. Neither is the Villarreal and Athletic Club game.
Funny to believe that Mallorca outshot, like has more shots than Atletico. I don't I don't understand. I really don't understand.
You don't really feel Atleti saying anything against City, will you?
No.
No, I don't think so.
But as Vic brought up earlier when he won the Champions League segment, watch the whole team here has rotated. for
Entire
Villarreal.
11.
Entire 11. Like there's Chukwueze and Chigueros and Paco Alcacer and Yeri Pino and Ibora. They have Isamendi. They have a whole different team who played against Atleti Club. And even though they draw, they could still. It's possible to still get something against Bayern Munich. I don't think that Bayern Munich will let that happen, but it's possible. Right? You all have any thoughts on that, Vic? To me?
I just find this man mad to play surgery at centre back.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I was not watching that day.
I don't think that
I
was
didn't
how
want to comment on that, but
he would actually do that,
yeah.
I don't think that's the actual formation, but yeah. No, I think I really like that Villarreal squad and that squad composition. I really read that, and they have a first 11 and a second 11, and I think that's something that a lot of teams, Real Madrid included and Arsenal included, need to understand. You need to have depth like this.
Mm-hmm.
Need to have a good manager first, but
Yeah.
we move.
But
Experience.
let me talk about this Bilbao team. If it's one player I really expected to do really good, as a youth, and well now was Ikimuniain, and that guy never fulfilled his potential. Boy.
I
Every
was
time I see
actually
this, go ahead to me.
I was actually having a conversation with someone. Like when he was a youth, he had a really high potential.
Yeah,
One
he
second.
did. Yeah, so back to what I
But
was saying, yeah.
yeah,
Go
go
on,
ahead,
sorry,
go ahead,
go
go
ahead to
ahead.
me. Go ahead to me.
Yeah, but I was saying that. Well, I don't know. I don't know like what it is. I think it's discipline. Like to be honest, I think with Munya in his discipline in his career. You see, when you're young and you get exposure to being that good and everybody kind of like hyping you as a star, what happens to players is they get carried away sometimes in their career. And I think he is one of them because he was really good as a youth. And I think he got carried away in his career in terms of, his status and where he actually reached. And I think he believed he was further along than he was, and it caused him to get carried.
Yeah,
I would
Yeah,
agree to that. I think
yeah, I
also
agree.
with Munyain, and we come back to this big fish in a small pond.
Yeah,
And if you do back
Rick.
yourself to make a move,
Mm-hmm.
and test yourself, test the waters, then it would never materialize. But I mean, it is his boyhood club. He born and grew up there, so he's the captain now, also, as a matter of fact. So
Yeah, so anyway, let's move on. But
Big
it's
Jimmy
just
and
it just
Clubhouse
hit
now.
my heart. It just hit my heart to see him there, and because I know how talented he is.
Yes.
The next all right, Timmy. Right,
Big
we
team
do have
that
a
talk
lot.
about now.
We have Real Madrid against Getafe. We actually have the midfield lineup that Timmy wanted, but couldn't get against Chelsea.
You'll see the good score, right?
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Guednavik, Guednavik.
I just say no. Casemiro is my favorite player.
Yeah.
Like he's my second favorite player of all time behind Raul, and like I just find I honestly real like Casemiro as a player.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think he
he's a really
is.
good player.
A lot of people never liked him because he not the best on the ball. He's not the best passer, but I just ever since when I saw what Casemiro brought, how he freed up Cristiano Modric, how he turned the team that didn't win the Champions League in 2015 to one that won the Champions League in the next 3 years. Because the 1 year we didn't win that Champions League in that 5 year run, Casemiro was in Porto, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, the other 4 years he was part of the squad, and I just think that
I think
Um,
Casemiro gives Real Madrid that option of being a player like Claude Makélélé was. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
he may not have been a great passer of the ball and
He's
whatnot, but
he's not
he
he's
when
not as he's not as good as Macaulay, and
yeah,
okay,
he's not as good
he's
as
not as
Makélélé,
good,
but he
but what
gives
he
a similar
does for the
effect.
team, what
Yeah,
he does for the team
yeah,
is similar to what Macaulay did,
yeah.
and that's why I like him. So I like the man is not the best footballer, but
Hmm.
he's the most important footballer
Vic,
in Madrid
Hmm.
for the last few years at least.
Vic, what I'd say though, right? I heard you mention he's not the best passer and stuff, but I don't know if you've realized that he has really improved in his passing and
No,
stuff
the,
as of recent.
the thing
He
is,
has.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He Brazilian, and like
Mm-hmm.
if you remember earlier this season, the man, it was like one of the first few games of the season, he gave like a 60-yard long ball to Vinicius, like
Mm-hmm.
dissect the whole defense, and he could pass. It's just that I think with him too, the amount of games he played, like no outfield player has played more minutes than Casemiro in the last 3 years for Real Madrid, and like just the sheer amount of minutes he plays, I think he now, especially this season, we've seen a lot of lapses of concentration from Casemiro. I think he needs rotation, and which is why I really hoping that we get Chouameni
Excuse,
because
excuse, excuse, excuse.
because we, we,
Stop
we
talking. Stop
need.
talking about. Talk my future player, please.
Even if he was to come, I don't see. I realize that Ancelotti is a coach that similar to Zidane in terms of playing the team that they have faith in, and I don't see the youths just coming and because even we have Camavinga and well
Mhm.
Valverde playing now, but we have Camavinga. But how much playing time is he actually really getting in terms of how much rotation you're actually seeing? We still even for the smaller games where we should be rotating for the games
Mhm.
against what I would call easier teams where these players are supposed to be starting, we still see him going with Modric and Cruz. And to me, I believe that even if we sign that youth, because I actually think he's really good and he will be a Madrid player, Kwan. I think so. But yeah, I think that even if he comes, the rotation, because you see, the thing is to not play Casemiro and lose by some sort of problem would be something to have to explain, and I think that's what managers are afraid of.
Mhm.
So I don't see the rotation I talking about unless we sign a world class defensive mid. And
We don't
anytime I
really,
have these,
we don't
anytime I
really
have these
have.
conversations,
But
as
they
Gab
don't
said,
have. They don't have much world class defensive
I
mids
agree.
right now.
Well, when I say
Don't
world
have.
class, I
Yeah.
probably I exaggerate a bit, but somebody that's good enough to come in and put in a proper shift, not someone that is now developing themselves and now
Mm.
trying to get exposure. Um, this always carries me back to Zidane in terms of getting rid of this guy that went to Atletico Madrid. I trying to remember his name,
Lorente.
Lorente. Yeah, that frustrates me even with Hakimi and all those players that
Mhm.
would have come in now and be necessary for this period of the season and other seasons as well. It really is
Mhm.
frustrating. You mentioned the goal by Casimiro. I wanted to talk about the pass by
Yeah.
Vini Jr. My word, that's my favorite player right now. That youth man, he has changed. He has really really
We
changed.
know that if you play right now. You know.
Relax
Yeah,
yourself now.
you made a big call for him to be in that Brazil team for World Cup.
No comment. But yeah,
Genius.
so
Uh-huh.
you know, and quite near the midfield was what I wanted. It was
Mhm.
to the point performance from Madrid. Get the 3 points. You know, we didn't look as bad as we did in the game last week. So hopefully this takes us into the Chelsea game in good enough form to, you know, put 3 past Monday again. But yeah, let's continue. Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Kwan.
All right. So the next game we don't have much to talk about again in Serie A. I mean, sorry, in La Liga. Um, Sociedad beats Elche 2-1.
Mhm.
Espanyol pulled off a 1-0 win over Celta Vigo. Same was a seen over the Deportivo Alaves. But we have Levante versus Barca. And for me, I know from over the years, Levante has always caused Barca trouble,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
right? And we see that again here, right, with the game finishing 3-2. Um, I don't know who gave away those pens to Barcelona, right? But to give away 2 pens there, I
Long,
don't know.
Wasn't it three?
Langlet started.
Longley, Longley,
Longley.
okay. Yeah, Longley was there.
Longley.
You see Longley, you see Longley on this field?
He didn't play? Oh,
Longley
okay.
didn't play.
My bad. My bad.
So I'm not too sure who give away those pens.
Garcia.
But it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. He actually, yes, he gave away one. I'm seeing that here. And was it it probably was Arujo. I see have a yellow card. I'm not seeing actually it doesn't look like it was Arujo. But yeah. So but in the end Barcelona pulled the win in 90th minutes from De Jong. Was that Frankie or Luke? No, it was
Luke.
actually Luke.
Luke.
Yeah,
Luke.
with a header actually and assisted by Jordi Alba.
And this is
Right?
what I say. They getting lucky, Kwan. And they're not playing bad. They are not playing bad. I'm not saying that they are playing bad, but I
Yes.
just feel as though they're
But
riding certain
but
players a
Xavi,
lot.
mhm.
And Pedri skill like ridiculous skill and form currently, and that's why I see them. So I
But
actually think it's possible for them to come back and win the league though. With the fixtures left, I think it's possible. Let's see.
I wouldn't say that. But
I say that. As a Madrid fan, listen.
I was not expecting
As a Madrid
Barcelona to
fan,
kick back.
you wanna
To
bet?
me,
You
I
wanna
am
bet?
saying
As a
that
Madrid fan,
to
I'm saying that.
me. To me,
As a Madrid fan, I say
to
that.
me, I will take you off the show.
That's no problem. Take me off. Like,
No.
watch your points,
To me,
watch your
what was
points and watch your fixtures.
to me though? What?
To me,
No,
it's 12
you're saying.
points. To me,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna touch that topic. I'll leave it at all. I just want to touch the lucky comment because he said it earlier and he's saying it again. I don't think it's luck, baby. I don't understand what you mean, but goals win games. What they weren't doing before, they weren't scoring goals. They brought in the guys
yeah.
now. Look, Aubameyang can't do wrong for some reason. The man, the clinical. The other guys now stepping up the game. As I say, Dembele looking like a new signing. We don't know what spurring that on because the fans, still on the fence with him, no problem. But they're
Pedri.
scoring goals. That's all that counts right now. I don't know about luck, boy, because you had to be clinical to score the goals, right? Because we've seen other teams in other positions not scoring the goals, not putting away the dinner, but Barca putting away the goals when they get the
Fair
chance.
enough.
And they look,
Fair
I mean, they not look like the Barca of old, but in the sense of don't give them a sniff at goal, they're looking like that Barca. They can't
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them a chance right
So
now.
before we move on, I want to speak to Kwan and Vic, right?
Yeah,
Before we move on.
yeah, you go ahead.
So we say it's 12 points, right?
It's actually 9. It's actually
Like
9.
it's 9 points. Because
Okay,
once Barca
but
wins, right.
we're not saying 9 points because that game in one yet. I saying
I
10.
understand, but what I'm saying is,
Right.
and I didn't say that they were going to win the league. I said there is the possibility of it, and it's because I know Madrid. And to be honest with you, we could go and lose to Atletico Madrid. We could go and lose to Sevilla. It's possible. It's not that I don't look at those games as guaranteed wins.
To me,
And
if you all lose that league, I am going to laugh at you so much.
that's fine. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I clung in you from now.
But wait
the
now, what
next
trophy
10
you winning
years,
this
eh?
season? What trophy you winning this season?
Like, I can still win FA Cup, brother.
Okay, so all right, no problem.
I just want to say something.
And you can still win Champions League, Daquan. Tell him now.
La Liga, La
FA
Liga
Cup
is the only
right?
league title that Ancelotti never won.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's going to win
He
it.
won
He's
Syria.
going
He
to win it.
won
Well,
the
we'll
Stop
league.
see.
fighting, man. Stop fighting it up.
We will see. I'm not
He won
fighting it. I'm
Right?
not. I want us to
Syria,
win.
League One, and the Premier League. But he
Yeah.
didn't win La Liga the
I
first
watched
time
Real
around.
Madrid too
Just
long,
say,
boy. Too
just say
long.
Premier League now, but I miss Carlo Ancelotti. He's so much in Chelsea. So much.
I almost become a
Hey,
Chelsea fan, man. Telling you, I love Ancelotti. He's my favorite manager.
yeah.
He's top
We,
man.
we had a, let me not talk about that. Make me cry over it.
Nah, I know, I
Right?
don't see you, right?
Right. So let's move on to the next segment, which is Bundesliga.
We could do Syria. We could do Syria because
You
I'd
actually want to
I'd
you
leave
actually want to
in
see
a
that?
little bit.
You want to leave it a little bit?
Yeah.
You sure? All right. Sorry. Let me just bring in Syria for
Might
you.
leave just, I don't go and do a Champions League stream just now. But our line
Oh
was well
shucks.
1,000.
Oh shucks. I forgot to put in the Syria the Syria entered. Sorry. We'll do that for next time. But we can still talk about it. So let's move on to
Area.
Syria. Jared, that's leave just now too. Right? We don't have to do all the leagues tonight. We could just talk about some of the games. But in Syria, we had the first game was
Mm.
on that was Saturday, which is Empoli and not Spezia, which was in the Lille. Um, the the champions and the future champions again, Inter Milan, beating Hellas Verona 2-0.
Hmm.
We had Juventus who has been horrible for a time, beating Calgary 2-1. I know Vic probably wants to talk about the Immobile hat trick.
Now that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the
Right?
one of the next games.
Yeah, so Immobile had a hat trick against Genoa this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The Syria king. Right? If it's one thing, that guy, I wouldn't say Syria king, but if it's one thing, Syria is his league.
Mm-hmm.
He went all over and couldn't find himself, but in Syria, I don't know, boy. The man, that's just his home,
That's the
right?
game I want to talk about here
Yeah. So this
because
is the next title challenger, Napoli versus Fiorentina. So you
so
can see what went on here.
Napoli with Spalletti and Fiorentina with Vincenzo Italiano, right?
Hmm.
And my goodness, I didn't expect Fiorentina to come out the way they did, you know. I really didn't,
Same.
but they look really good,
Hmm.
you know. And the reason I wanted to think this game is because I didn't realize Jonathan Ikone had signed for Fiorentina.
Hmm.
And that was one of my favorite players back when I used to play FM. Like Jonathan Ikone, you know, I used to like to sign him and thing. And he come on, he scored with his second touch, his first touch, control the ball, the second touch, a lovely finish with the right foot. And yeah, but the thing I wanted to talk about, right, is Victor Osimhen. He did score. He scored to make it a game after they were 3-1 down. But remember when I said that in Leicester, I wanted to come back to
Hmm.
it, and it's because personally, I find Victor Osimhen would be a really good replacement for Jamie Vardy.
Hmm.
I know some people may think that he could go to a bigger club. I'm not
Hmm.
saying no, but the style that he plays and just his entire game, I think it suits exactly what Leicester have from Jamie Vardy. And I think he's more clinical than other players like Daka, Iheanacho, and even like Timo Werner. When we compared Vardy to Werner, Osimhen
Hmm.
is more clinical, and he has that raw pace, but he doesn't really hold up the ball well, you know. So and he does get into good positions. So I think like if it is Leicester would be looking for a replacement for Vardy, I would go for Victor Osimhen.
I
But
like
this
I like I like Osimhen a lot, to be honest. He's a really good player, to be
yeah.
honest. Yeah.
But I think there's a huge loss for Napoli, though. A huge loss.
Yeah, yes, it is
God.
because they were in the race, they were in the
Yeah.
title race, and that loss. I mean, yes, it's still mathematically possible for them to win the league.
And
What I
Kwesi
think.
said Napoli would want about 60 to 80 million, but Leicester going to sell big this summer. I think Tillemans leaving, Fofana might leave as well.
Mhm.
So they had the potential to splash that kind of cash,
Mhm.
and that kind of signing would take Leicester to the very next level.
Mhm.
So
We'll see if the scouts are actually looking at this guy. To be honest, right? It will be nice to see him in the Premier League. It really will be because he's a really good player. He's a really good player. Um, what else went on this weekend in Syria? Let's go on back to this. All right. Also, yeah, we
But
were talking about
Vic,
Sassuolo.
You think Milan will win Scudetto though?
I think based on their recent form, nah. I think I know they draw this weekend.
Yeah. Do draws.
Yeah, I think Inter hot on their heels. Inter have a
Yeah.
game in hand as well. So
Yeah.
if Inter wins, Inter would go up on top, and I feel like Inter have it. Inter
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
what it takes to win it. I think
Of course, my boys will win.
as much as I like Milan and I want Milan to win, I don't think they I don't think once Inter goes on top, I don't see Inter bottling it.
Fair enough.
And I think if it's one thing, Edin Dzeko deserves it. The man win Premier League, the man win Bundesliga. Now,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, he gets his hands on the Scudetto as well.
Yeah.
He deserves
So
it.
yeah,
He has been throughout
he
his career
does.
a very consistent and a very good striker, and
Mm-hmm.
a very underrated striker as well.
And look how he came into the team and just replaced Lukaku.
Yeah,
And and I well for sure I am backing Inter to win the league. You all know that I am an Inter fan, also. So I really expect Inter to win the league. Milan, I don't think they have what it takes. All right. If there's one thing, this Inter team, they're a really good team. They're a really good team. So guys, well, we could wrapped up there. I know didn't get to touch on everything that we wanted to get to touch on, but it was a good show. Nice for having everyone here, right? We will let you all know when the next show is, possibly next week. Maybe we'll have a guest. We're supposed to have a guest. I'll let you all know who the guest is later in the week, right? So I hope you all have a good week. Uh, have a good night.
good
Good night,
night, good
guys.
night.
Take care.
Right.
Good night, guys. Good night, guys and girls.